I used to do that too. I used to do that too. You see the big Valboski. All right, we're live back on YouTube, by the way. We are live back on YouTube. All right, here's the next question. What year did Goldust win his first Intercontinental Championship? What year did Goldust win his first Intercontinental Championship? What year did Goldust win his first Intercontinental Championship? All right, if you have any questions, ask Chris, hashtag ask Chris. Ask the questions away. I open up some time to answer a little bit more questions this week. So I'm ready to take it. I'm ready to go for the questions, ladies and gentlemen. And also the trivia question on deck is, what year did Goldust win his first Intercontinental Championship? What year did Goldust win his first Intercontinental Championship? All right, so Roman Reigns, ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about Matt Hardy surpassing. We just talked about Matt Hardy wrestling a send-off match. Yeah. I mean, Zed is saying that Matt Hardy is a producer. The potential there is incredible. I agree. I think he has the mind for it. I mean, he's been wrestling for 26 years. He's still young. He's relatively young. He's 43 right now, and he's got a lot of potential. I think he's got a great mind, and I think it's a great transition. Once again, trivia question on deck. What year did Goldust win his first Intercontinental Championship? I know y'all need. Okay, there we go. Mo. 1996. 1996. Because you will always remember the name of Goldust. Gave Facebook a little message there. I knew it just got back on. All right, cool. Good, great to have you back on, guys. All right, so here we go. Next we have so Roman Reigns passed. I thought this was a pretty interesting statistic. All right, ask Chris real quick. Considering that Roman is receiving pops while appearing with the Shield, do you think he can sustain this movement without Rollins and Ambrose? Good question. I don't think he can sustain the momentum of getting babyface cheers. However, I will say this though. I do think that Roman Reigns is I do think anybody else always look forward to Lexi's questions. Yes, oh well, boy, I agree. She always brings the heat when it comes with asking questions. I think they're fantastic. I don't think that Roman Reigns can keep this momentum of receiving babyface pops with the Shield. I mean, without the Shield. But I will give him this though. Roman Reigns is currently receiving, like, you'll get the panoramic shots, and more people are starting to cheer Roman Reigns than him just being the token boo guy. Now, people, as much as some people don't like Roman Reigns and can say so much about him, there's certain things that you got to admit. Okay, so there, and people just need to admit. I mean, if you like it or not, fans overall, I mean, it's still probably, I'd say 65-35, but before it was like 90-10, you know what I mean? And so I think one of those things that, Roman Reigns people are starting to get to the point where there's not anything left to really jeer Roman Reigns about. Now, here's the thing. If you don't like Roman Reigns because, he hasn't left his Shield gimmick or whatever reason you want to give not to like Roman Reigns, that's your prerogative. That's totally fine. But I think people are starting to realize that Roman Reigns' reactions are starting to be like the CM Punk reactions. The CM Punk chants was like the thing to do. That was like the hot thing to do for people who tried to. The CM Punk chants was like, it was beach balls before beach balls came to really become popular. It was like the beach ball CM Punk chance was like the current day, modern day beach ball / Roman Reigns booing. And people started to realize that the CM Punk chance was getting like totally out of, like, people started to not like him. I mean, that's the thing. It's people started to boo CM Punk chants. And like I said, you and I, we go to WrestleMania every year. We were there in New Orleans this year to do some coverage, and we were there. We saw that when people started chanting CM Punk, it lasted for probably 10 seconds and people started booing. And I've seen that. I mean, I go to every single live event here in Ohio. I'll be at Raw next week as well. Every televised event. And I've seen it plenty of times. I've seen it plenty of times. People start doing CM Punk chants, and within seconds, I'll see the whole arena like cloud them with boos. And I think it's hilarious. Wild Boy said it happens every time in Detroit when the CM Punk chants. Yeah, now it's to the point where people just don't like the CM Punk chants anymore. And I think we're starting to see that with Roman Reigns. I think people are starting to say, okay, well, booing Roman Reigns was a cool thing to do, and now it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like he's earning his stripes. That's one of those things. He's kind of earning his stripes now. He's really proving himself. Roman Reigns was like on the job training. It was one of those things that his promo on Raw was awesome. I mean, it looked genuine, and it didn't look scripted. It looked like it had a cockiness to it. It was, here's the thing. I've been a Roman Reigns apologist for quite some time. I think I'm starting to get tweets of people who are starting to see the light when it comes to Roman Reigns. And so, I'll still remain a Roman Reigns apologist. I think nowadays Roman Reigns boos are starting to migrate over to similar to the CM Punk chants, and people are just like, it's not really the cool thing to do anymore.
I'm not the biggest Reigns fan. I don't hate him. He don't hate me, but you gotta give him his credit. I told you this off air a few weeks ago. Close. Well, he's like a little big brother to me. I defended Roman Reigns. I said Reigns is the only full-time person WWE can put. He is the big dog, and then we joke about that.
The big dog.
He's the man right now. He's not the next Cena. He's Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Cena did his part. Now Reigns is the top dog.
Yep.
I would rather watch. That's why I was Russell, but I would rather hear Reigns talk because.
Oh yeah.
Talking Ambrose is like chalk. It's like nails on a chalkboard and helium sound. Anyone knows me personally, this. I hate the sound of helium ruining the brain. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I hear Seth Rollins talking to Ambrose. But I mean, Reigns is what you want about Reigns? Reigns has a good match with everyone.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Cena wasn't Reigns on the team, but people say with Cena and Reigns, I would rather watch Reigns matches with Cena, but Reigns adapts with everyone.
Sure does.
Everyone's not a Reigns on. Shawn Michaels is one.
Yeah.
Where did Austin was? I don't think Austin was a ring general. Meaning that I don't think Austin had great matches with everyone. He just did. I should nothing against Austin. I love Stone Cold, but like Reigns is like Michaels, even The Rock. They just mesh well with everyone they go with.
Yep.
And, like you said, people start to cheer Reigns a little more. Like a fan said to me earlier on my show, we said this weeks ago, Father Stone. People starting to boo Strowman.
Yep.
Before he did it.
Yep.
And now he's starting to see a little of the wind turn of the tide.
Yep.
If you will.
We got a Ricky saying on Uh, people were saying, I love it. You guys are awesome as far as live YouTube is saying, I slightly jumped when people got scared and was jumping when I said the big dog. Ricky on Facebook says it's time for Bray to jump to SmackDown and reunite with Luke Harper since Roman's out. People said that, and people say 5-man stable with sanity. No. I don't agree with that. I don't want Bray to be a heel, honestly. Yeah.
Brody Lee was Lee Crawford's name before he was Lee Crawford.
Yeah, in the Indies. Yep.
He is a great talent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chicago, all over.
Yep.
Lee Crawford needs. This is me. Harper was okay. I just think Lee Crawford needs a single push. He's good enough in the ring. He needs to do something on his own.
Yeah.
He does not need to be with Bray.
Well, I think the problem. I think the problem is they tried to do that last year. Remember right before Bray won the WWE Championship, they had Luke break away from the Wyatt family and he had the babyface run, and people actually like it. He was, people were getting into it, and they were excited about it, and yeah, and so I didn't like it. All right, the Bludgeon Brothers. All right, so got a couple Ask Chris questions. What are they doing with Braun? We'll talk about that on Raw. We get to Raw. Let's see. This is my theory. Wow, boy. Ask Chris. Corbin uses his GM powers in some way, keep the briefcase for himself. The way he looked at it was suspicious. Yeah, I've heard someone else was saying that. I think there was another discussion going on about that. It made me think. Would I be okay with Baron Corbin cashing in? It would make sense. It would make sense because he cashed it because he won the case last year, and John Cena, kind of made him lose it. So, yeah, I don't think Corbin's championship worthy right now. His character's getting okay, but he's not championship worthy. So. Nah, I don't think it. I don't think in that sense, but it would make sense to a degree, though.
Corbin has already he's already been a better general manager and had more of a backbone than Angle has.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And I love Angle, but gosh.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Lexi's asking, Sasha Banks has continuously expressed frustration with her lack of booking, especially when it concerns Alexa. Do you think that she will leave WWE when her contract expires? No. I don't. It's boss time. That's another one. That's another the big dog that Michael Cole gets high on. No, I don't think Sasha's leaving. I don't think she is. I think that she's making enough money right now to be frustrated, but realize that she's not going to make this type of money anywhere else. That's the thing with, that's the thing with current wrestling right now. It's like, there's so many different options, and I had Ethan Paige on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about that. There's so many different options for today's professional wrestling, and that's fantastic. That's awesome. However, the problem is there's only still like a upper top echelon of people who can make a successful living outside of the WWE. And like, just because you leave the WWE don't mean that you're going to make as much as you did in the WWE. I mean, that's not everybody can say that. Now, Cody, Young Bucks, they were never really WWE guys. They tried out and so forth, but they weren't WWE guys. But Cody was a WWE guy. He's probably making more now. He's way more successful. Jack Swagger's doing some great things in MLW. Sammy Callahan, he was an indie guy before he came to WWE though. So I mean, there's a very select few of people who are doing good outside the WWE. But you can't say that. You can't say that just because you leave the WWE means that you're going to do better. And Sasha's one of those people. I think that she's a heck of a talent. She's fantastic. But I don't see Sasha being like this big indie star. There's, so I don't know. It's one of those things that's yeah, unfortunately, I don't see that with Sasha Banks right now.
Sasha Banks is a good talent, but she's just strictly WWE. She goes to Japan or TNA or Lucha. I mean, she'll have a little following, but she, like you said, she's not in the upper echelon. She's not in Cena for 5, 6, 7 people that can successfully say, I don't need this, I don't need these, I'm good.
Yep.
She's not at that level right now. And then her husband works at WWE, she's not going nowhere. I mean,
right. Right. Yep.
Her world. I mean, and a lot of us, she has enough to go for 3 worlds. She's his lover. She sells merchandise. She's a good-looking lady. I mean, I met her in person. She gets to travel with her fiance or husband, so she doesn't got to worry about missing time for him. He has an income from WWE. What more could you want?
I agree.
So, I mean, just keep making the money, keep saving up the money, make some investments. The next 5 or 6 years, and maybe she can go somewhere else and do something. Or probably retire.
Yeah.
Look at what Kane did. Kane and Simon Dean, Mike, who we go talk to outside of the show. They successfully invested their money in banks and own their businesses. That's what you do. So every wrestler has a frustration of not being booked the way he wants to.
Right. Yeah. So, I agree. It's boss time. Are you excited for All In? Wild Boy's asking. I'm shrugging my shoulders to Facebook Live right now, and YouTube could say too. All In is this coming Saturday. Mo is asking. Yeah. I mean, it's. I was actually asked to go to All In. You're going, aren't you, to the Starcast?
As of right now, I'm gonna say yes. Something outside of our control came up, so right now I'm gonna say
tentative. It's tentative.
Probably if I'm going to that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about All In, but
Wild Boy said G's log pause. GSP said LOL Chris. Yeah. GHP said Chris, you paused longer than a Roman Reigns promo. That's hilarious. Because it's my yard. Drop the mic. Boom. It's my yard now. The Kanye shrug. Believe that. Yeah, I mean, I think All In's a good concept. It's exciting. It's like a task, yeah. So let me land on there real quick. People can't say that Roman has not improved on his promos. From that Suffering Succotash promo to calling Braun Strowman Meat Shack now, I think that's hilarious. That he does that. Why don't you cash in your money in the bank right now and be about it? Like he's just cocky now. It's hilarious. So yeah, as far as All In's concerned, I think it's a great idea. I think it's cool. I think it's very, very exciting. What's going on, Al? Joining us on Facebook Live. And as far as All In's concerned, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I'm gonna watch it. I probably won't watch it live because I have some plans on Saturday. Probably won't watch it live because it's on Fight TV. I'll probably just get it from. I think it's streaming on Honor Club too. I have Honor Club, so all right. So I'll probably watch it. I don't know, maybe Sunday afternoon, perhaps. So they'll have plans that night too. Maybe Labor Day, I'll watch it. That Monday, like no, I won't because I'll be at Raw. So I don't know. I'll try to watch it this weekend somehow. Some way, somehow. I'm gonna try to watch it.
I'm probably not gonna watch it till Sunday nightish.
Yeah.
This Saturday I have, like I said, if I'm either be in Chicago or I'm gonna be home. And if I do happen to go to Chicago, may not be Saturday and Sunday anyway. So
yeah.
If I'm not there, then I'm probably not gonna be able to watch it till later anyway.
Right. Zed is asking, have you heard any new signings for the Woman of Honor? I have not. I knew that Emma had to pull out of a ROH because there was something going on with her health wise. But as far as Ring of Honor female signings, I am not privy yet. I can try to find out. If I find something, I'll report it. But I don't know. Happy birthday to Lexi. Got a Facebook question. What's going on with the Authors of Pain? The WWE just is deciding to not invest in them anymore. That's pretty much what the issue with them, unfortunately. Zed, let's see. Okay, cool. Absolutely. All right, so Ask Chris. We'll make some more time because to be honest with you, I'd rather do Ask Chris than Raw or SmackDown because I don't really care. Someone's asking. So we will get to the next headline. Someone's asking what record did John Cena surpassed? He was surpassed by Roman Reigns, and so we'll get to that here in a little bit. First, we got another question. Lexi is asking, asks Chris, do you think that the WWE is punishing, quote unquote, Sasha for what happened with Paige? At a point in time, perhaps, but that was like last year, so I don't think they're still punishing her for that. I just think that they're putting different names before her right now, and it's Bailey's the same way. I mean, her and Bailey are basically in the exact same spot, and unfortunately they're starting to put Ember Moon there too, which is ridiculous because I think Ember Moon should easily be one of the top names right now. Absolutely. All right, here's the next trivia question before we go to the next headline. Any news on matches for Evolution? Mark asks. We'll get to that in just a moment. Who were the members of the core? Absolutely. All right. So, any news on matches for Evolution? So you have Trish and Bliss. You have the 6-man Ronda and the Bellas against the Riot Squad, I believe it is. And then you have, there was some type of it might have been Photoshop. There was some type of rumor going around talking about Asuka and Lita. But I don't know. Perhaps. Oh yeah, that's Super Show. Ronda Rousey. They were thinking of her and Nikki Bella. So I don't know. We'll see. That's as far as I know. Wade Barrett, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and Ezekiel Jackson. What we got here? We got Wade Barrett, Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, and Justin Gabriel. The Core was one of the worst factions in WWE history, hands down. I think we've done a flavor of the week on that, but I think we're going to do another one. That was, I mean, it was hands down one of the worst factions in WWE history. Not because like, I mean, all four of those, all four of those names were decent names, especially Barrett and Gabriel. But the it just didn't stick. It just didn't stick at all. I got another question. Any more call-ups from NXT on Facebook? No, nothing. They were thinking about Velveteen Dream was talked about, but they'll probably call up Aleister Black when he comes back from surgery. Mark's asking, what does WWC and Billy Kay? She's holding Peyton back. Yeah, yeah. The Iconics are just they are not clicking with me on the main roster whatsoever. And poor Naomi, she won the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Seemed like she was going to get some type of push. And man, I mean, they've just treated her badly. You know, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this. Peyton does have potential. I will say that. Billy Kay, in my opinion, no. And that's my opinion. Before you SJWs come up and go to Twitter of, oh, Chris Featherstone from the Pancakes and Powerslams show. Oh my goodness, Billy Kay. Guess what Chris said? I'm not saying anything bad about anybody's looks or demeaning anybody. In my honest opinion, as a fan and as a journalist, I personally don't believe that the Iconics are connecting on the main roster, especially Billy Kay. Peyton Royce, perhaps, but it seems as if Naomi is putting over the Iconics. It seemed like she's willing to put over the Iconics because of what happened with Peyton Royce and Meltzer. It just seems like that's what's going on. I don't know that to be for sure, but it seems like that could be going on because the Iconics were absolutely flat before that happened. So I don't know. I don't know why it's going on, but it makes no sense to me why Naomi's getting the short end of the stick when it comes to trying. I mean, there's no way that you can just, at this point in time, there's no way that the Iconics can get over. This is what it seems like to me. It seems like they may be trying to get some steam for the Iconics leading into the Super Show, the Super Showdown in early October. So that's about 5 weeks away. So it seems like they're trying to get some steam with the Iconics, but that's no good. It's terrible. So yeah. All right, next trivia question, ladies and gentlemen. Got some trivia today. Got some heavy trivia today. All right, ask Chris. As a wrestling journalist, do you respect Dave Meltzer? Is the star rating overrated, and do wrestlers really care? Good question. Good question. You get a round of applause. I'm going to answer that question. Okay. So first, I'll give you an applause for that, Wild Boy. Good question. Okay, so here's my opinion on Dave Meltzer. Okay. I respect the heck out of Dave Meltzer. I think that anybody who can, okay, so his inside, I've talked to wrestlers about Dave Meltzer, and a lot of wrestlers don't like Dave Meltzer. I talked to a specific wrestler during WrestleMania weekend. I'm not going to say who the wrestler is, but I talked to plenty of wrestlers during WrestleMania weekend, and I talked to this one particular wrestler, and he hates Dave Meltzer. He said some very candid remarks on Dave Meltzer that he just can't stand. Just the whole dirt sheet and Meltzer and all that. he gave me the scoop on Meltzer and the sources and things like that. He just went to town. He's a former. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. But WWE, former WWE guy, I'll say that former top, very very up there WWE guy that I talked to for quite some time. So yeah, very interesting. So as far as I know Jerry Lawler doesn't like. I mean, Jerry Lawler's been public about it. I know that he doesn't like Meltzer too much. So there's a lot of people who don't from the WWE who have been in WWE. Personally, as a journalist, I like Meltzer because I think that here's the thing. I mean, if he's been in the wrestling business for 35 years, as far as, I mean, longer than that, but as far as the newsletters, 35 years. Here's the thing. If you write, 8,000, 10,000 word newsletter every single week of all things wrestling, I mean, it's no matter how inaccurate his sources or his predictions can be, and of course he'll be, and I've had Meltzer on the show before. I actually had him the end of last year, I think it was. I think we were doing the PNP year-end awards. So yeah, I've had Meltzer on the show on Pancakes and Powerslams, and nice guy to me. I've talked to him on the phone more than once, and totally nice guy with me. I respect him from a personal level. Totally nice with me. He put my show over. He said, "You guys." He actually said, "You guys are doing great work." Is what he said exactly to me, off air, and so he gets all the respect in the world from me when it comes to a journalist. For someone like Dave Meltzer to tell me, that I'm doing great work, and he's been in the business almost as long as I've been living, and it's like that's respect to me as a journalist. So in that vein, he gets all the respect from me. His sources, his accuracy when it comes to predictions, not the best. I mean, a lot of fans don't like him, but a lot of them, a lot of them comes up shooting blanks, and a lot comes successful. And it's funny how Dave Meltzer does talk on the when he talks about his predictions, like, well, it could happen. Well, I heard. I'm not quite sure, but it could be the case. And so I think he's trying to cover his butt now, which makes sense. So the rating system, I'll tell you. Okay, so the second part is his star rating overrated, and do wrestlers really care? The many wrestlers that I've talked to who are current and former WWE stars don't give two craps about Meltzer's star system. So, but the Young Bucks like it. I mean, the Young Bucks they herald Meltzer's system, and they put Meltzer over so much that they have a move called the Meltzer Driver. So they put him over so much. So those are my 2 cents on Dave Meltzer. Overall, good guy for me. I respect him. Ask Chris, what is WWE going to do with Lana? I still think she'll be with Rusev for a while. I don't see a breakup there anytime soon. Zed is asking, sorry if you addressed this before, but have you watched any MLD recently? Yes, I watched the Battle Riot, and I watched some highlights from some other things following that. I think that thank you, Wild Boy. He says great insight, brother. So yeah, I've seen the Battle Riot. I saw that whole episode. I think that whole MLW episode was great. Speaking of MLW, for those who subscribe to iTunes and listen and download the podcast on Blog Talk Radio, I had Colonel Robert Parker on the show before I went live. So he manages Jack Swagger now in MLW. We talked some MLW before we went live tonight. So be sure to download that on Blog Talk Radio. Download the podcast and you'll check and see. It's about over 20-minute interview with Colonel Robert Parker. So it was really cool. So check that out. GSP is asking, what do you... Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All the members of the stud stable. What are the answers for that? As far as people I can think of now, Anderson, Terry Funk, who else? Bunkhouse Buck, his former tag team partner in wrestling, actually. That was Robert Parker's tag team partner. Ming was the what's that? Yeah, he was the enforcer. Yeah. And Austin, Terry Funk, Arn Anderson, Austin, Bunkhouse Buck, Dick Slater. Yep, Dirty Dick Slater. Yep. Yeah, yeah. I heard that Dick Slater was one of the toughest guys backstage. Now Ming is number one, hands down, across the board, is what people have said to me. But Dick Slater's up there.
Dirty Dick.
Yep. Harley Race.
I'll tell you somebody who I was talking to one of the boys the other day, and they said he was legit, and that's Colonel Craig Pittman.
Yeah, Pitbull Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman.
This is from a higher up WWE and WCW. Craig Pittman. I don't know if you guys catch this. I don't know who wrestled for. One of the WCW pay-per-views, you may not notice that Craig Pittman had to get his feet taped up. He wore boots.
Mm-hmm.
He went backstage and he was rapping with his feet. That's because he was doing like some kind of bare knuckle karate, doing a bare knuckle karate tournament in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knew Craig Pittman was like a legit tough guy out there with me. I mean, Ming's number one, but if you got the Expendables and Tough Men and Wrestling, Craig Pittman be on that list.
Nice.
Some of the most vicious matches. Yeah, just watch him against Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh yeah, I remember those matches for sure. Absolutely. And he would always say, "Marine Corps, arrah." All right, Sax. There's a couple more here. GSP's asking, who do you think are some of the worst wrestlers of all time? Oh goodness. Oh, what a question, ladies and gentlemen. What a question. Worst wrestlers of all time. Cough, cough, cough. Eva Marie is the last part of that question there. Jackie Gator. Oh wow. Worst wrestlers. Yeah, Jackie Gator's up there for sure. Yeah, that's a good question. I have to go in I have to go in the book for that one to check. I have to go and check and see. Fred Outman wasn't bad. I don't think Uncle Fred was terrible. The gimmick was, now if you talk about worst gimmicks of all time, I think that Shockmaster is certainly up there. But Uncle Fred, Uncle Fred's not a terrible wrestler. PN News, I've had PN News on the show before. So cool dude, but what was that? Oh goodness, I remember I remember the bar. I remember a line from one of his raps. One of his yo baby yo raps is like when something's like when the shoulders are down, 1, 2, 3, the last one standing is my posse and me, yo baby yo. Something like that. It was crazy. We can say that for another episode, Chris. Yes, I agree. That takes a lot of thought into finding the worst wrestlers of all time.
I got one real quick.
What is it?
And I'll tell you off air. He's in jail now.
Oh, okay.
Bobby Walker.
Yes. Well, Bobby Walker was probably a bad gimmick. As a wrestler, he wasn't too bad though. I remember watching him on Saturday night. All right, let's a couple more questions here before we go to the next trivia question. Hashtag ask Chris. Have you ever met Roman, and does he appreciate your love for him? I met him in passing once. I heard a very interesting story about him the same day, actually, which I'm not going to say, but it was really interesting. So yeah. I don't think that's I don't think he knows that I know people from the WWE who listens to the Pancakes and Powerslam show, so maybe they'll forward it to him and say, hey, Chris Featherstone's a big fan of Roman Reigns. Now I'm not like one of those, oh, I got to meet Roman Reigns. It's I'm still a mark for the business. I do this for a living and I love it, and I've met dozens of wrestlers and talked to over 100. But I'm still a mark. I'll 100% admit that I'll never stop being a mark because I want to get paid to do something that I absolutely love to do. So I'll always be a mark. But I'm not to the point of now that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet Roman Reigns. I'm gonna drool. The only person that I still think that about is Sting, but I've met Sting, and Sting is a very, very nice guy. Yeah. Yep. Sting is a goat, and I met him. Yeah, I'm good. I'm set. I'm good to go. I met Sting, and he, there's that adage that said never meet your heroes, you know what I mean, because they'll let you down. But I met the goat. I met the goat as far as I'm concerned, which is Sting, and he met my expectations of being a nice guy. So it worked out for me. All right, let's see what else we got. Do I have a favorite? Great questions tonight. Do I have a favorite manager currently working in wrestling right now? Let's see. My favorite manager in period. My favorite manager period right now, I would have to go with I'm trying to think of all the managers. So Ring of Honor, I don't have a favorite there. New Japan, no.
It's not me.
There's like legit not a lot of managers anymore, especially in the WWE. It was Ellering when he was with ALPs, because Road Warriors was my all-time favorite tag team. I've met Animal too. So funny because I met Sting and I met Animal. Animal's actually been on the show. I've actually interviewed Animal before. He's the Road Warriors is my favorite tag team. And again, nice guy, very nice guy, very cordial with me. And so, both times, Sting and Animal, my favorite singles and my favorite tag team, were both very nice guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know as far as my favorite current manager. I think Zelina Vega's killing it. I think she's great. She's been on the show before as well, so kudos to her. Yeah, so probably yeah, she's tiny. Yeah, there's not a lot of
didn't realize it to SmackDown. I've seen on TV, so I was like, hey, she's low. This is more get to the top rope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's tiny.
She's good.
Chris is saying on Facebook, great topics. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. These are all coming from questions on YouTube, so you guys can ask questions on Facebook as well, and I'll answer them with the hashtag #AskChris. Use that hashtag on Facebook, and I'll answer them as well. All these questions are coming from the live YouTube as well. I'm simulcasting. I'm doing a WrestleMania 2 right now, Facebook and YouTube simulcast. Let's see. All right, so let's see.
My fiance, she must be in the elevator to the store. She didn't roll up with Sting because he didn't have his paint. And Sting looked back and was like, "So I guess you're not a current fan. I guess you're a fan from back in the day." So Sting just took one of my fiance. She actually loved it. He was a cool guy. I'm at the Rock and Roll Express. Good friends with both of them, Ricky and Robert. And Robert does not talk much. Bree and the Midnight Express. Stan Lane, Bobby Eaton, and Dennis. I haven't met Dennis and Cornette, and they said an animal. So I met my goats and tag team and singles. Like I said, it was a great people.
Yeah.
And literally, Bobby Eaton does not talk much. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Between him and Robert Gibson, probably would take a whole year's worth of a conversation to get a paragraph.
Yeah.
I just think he does not have much. I talked to Bobby 101, and he was the guy who just is, and as a Red Stanley told me, speaking with that, why don't you go talk to Bobby, man, he'll give you some great stories. I was like, come on, Stan. He said, we all know Bobby doesn't talk.
Yeah.
He just doesn't say much.
All right, so we got to Zoom. Any truth to the AJ Lee rumors? No, there's no contact as far as I know. Does WWE have plans for Layla and Kelly to return at Evolution? Kelly perhaps, but I haven't heard anything about Layla. Jump Tube's asking, how do you think? Hold on, real quick. How do you think Sting is going to WWE? Say in 1994 would have played out? Ask that question next week. we got to jump to the flavor of the week. That's a great question. That's probably a flavor of the week question, actually. Sting in 1994. We'll spend some time on that. Eric's asking, do you think Impact Wrestling will be around 10 years from now? Perhaps. There was some really funny if he we rule Chris, don't leave us for Facebook. I will not leave you for Facebook. Come on. I'm not going to do that. I just tried the simulcast for today, just in case YouTube started acting up, but it looks like it's all set for now. Just wanted to simulcast with Facebook, but YouTube is the way to go. But thank you for all Facebook who are joining us right now as well. You guys are awesome as well. GSP said, if he leaves, we riot with 2 T's. I love it. Absolutely. That is the comment of the night. I'm going to put you over for that. All right. I will ask Lexi's question, and then we're going to zoom through the rest. We want to get about 10 minutes for this tournament that you all pick. All right. Lexi's asking, what do you think the end game will be for the Kevin Owens I Quit angle? I think that I don't see him in the top title contention yet. I'd say probably maybe a face turn. I think maybe a face turn. All right, so Roman Reigns surpasses John Cena in merchandise. For all you Roman Reigns haters, Roman Reigns is the top seller in merchandise, so that's quite interesting. Taeler Hendrix said she'll never join WWE. She was a Rosebud, and she was in Woman of Honor. She was on an interview, said never join WWE. What I picked up from that was she tried WWE didn't want her, and now she's saying that she'll never join. So it's just hard for me. She just signed with an indie company, which is fantastic, but it's hard for me to believe that. All right, so real quick, let's get to this tournament. We'll just do grades for Raw and SmackDown. Grade Raw first. Yeah. Grade Raw first, and let me see your grades. Let me see your grades for Raw. Braun Strowman turning heel. Interesting. Roman Reigns is totally Vince's project. So if they're willing to turn Braun Strowman heel for it and bring the Shield back, so be it. Wild Boy says solid B. Lexi says C plus. Mo says B. What grade would you give Raw, Facebook, and Twitter? C. I say C for Raw altogether. Good points, bad points. Yeah, good points, bad points.
Strowman trying to heal, like I said, remind me of WCW 2000.
Yeah.
I just had flashbacks when the Giants became towards the end of the year when Strowman turned heel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got it. Well, it's C minus for me.
Yeah. Rollins and Owens was fantastic though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. SmackDown was a C, B minus for me, just because of the King Booker return, which was awesome. That was probably one of the best opening segments I've seen on SmackDown in quite some time. I loved that segment. It was one of my favorite. It was my favorite thing on SmackDown. One of my favorite segments in quite some time. I think it was well done. Everybody did the spin-a-rooney. They just the little subtle things. They turned Big E. A 53-year-old now, I think he is 53, 54 year old spin-a-rooney that looks fantastic still. Everybody, so many people say that I resemble King Booker, and I would always go and do the hand thing, do the pinky, and do my King Booker. Toronto loved him. Toronto loved King Booker. The pop was amazing. I think it was great. So that alone gives it a B minus. I'm not a fan of the AJ Samoa Joe angle. I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, it just so that's that. All right. So let's do a trivia question. Go ahead, Evan. B minus. Yeah.
For me, King Booker was great. I mean, the women, that was so predictable. We did Charlotte going to win, and then Bayley was going to get the slingshot. I mean, how many times have we seen natural in like that at all?
Yeah.
Real quick, why does WWE keep forgetting? It will not act like WrestleMania 17 will Undertaker and Triple H happen. Why?
Yeah.
It's something we don't know about. It's 3 times a Mania. But you keep showing us 27 and 28. Even fat as the last King of the Ring in 03. So why do you guys acting like the last time ever? Same thing he said with Rock and Cena at WrestleMania 28, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And they fight again next year.
Yep. GHP said I look like Angelo Dawkins. I can see that. I can see the resemblance there. Older cousin of Angelo Dawkins. All right, here we go. Multiple choice, ladies and gentlemen. This is cool. A, China. B, Billy Gunn. C, RVD. D, Jeff Hardy. Which one of these names Chris Jericho did not beat to become Intercontinental Champion? Here's the trivia. A, B, C, D. Which one of these names did Chris Jericho did not beat to become Intercontinental Champion? Some people saying Billy Gunn. Some people saying Jeff Hardy. All right, here's the correct answer. B, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn. He beat Jeff Hardy actually to become Intercontinental Champion. All right, here we go. So let's do the flavor of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump right into it and get this rolling.
It is now time for the flavor of the week.
Okay, so let's jump right into this. You see this tournament here? That is that. See the tournament here, Facebook. That is that. All right. So this is a special 2-hour podcast on what? This podcast is the podcast is the 2 hours. 2 hours long every week. It's just the first part of it is the interview. So all right. So the first three. So I wrote all these names down, 19, and I randomly selected the tournament order. So the first match is Texas Tornado versus Mr. Perfect versus Roddy Piper. That is the first three. So pick one between them. There's a couple of them had to be a triple threat. So there you go. So the first three names: Texas Tornado, Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper. Which one wins out of that? Which one wins from that lineup there? All right, we gotta hurry. Yeah, all three of them are gone, unfortunately. Yeah. All right. So I'm starting to see. I think Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect. World GSP said it never felt like Popper was world title material. He was one of the best heels on the planet. All right, so we'll give that to Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. All right, next is Dean Douglas versus Mark Marrow. That's fun. Dean Douglas versus Mark Marrow. Dean Douglas versus Mark Marrow. Eric said neither. Neither is not an option. All right, so all right, so Marrow gets that one. Mark Marrow. Can you believe he was Intercontinental Champion? and U.S. Champion in WCW. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Next is, all right, here we go. Owen Hart and TV champ D, man. Absolutely. Owen Hart versus Ken Shamrock. Owen Hart versus Ken Shamrock. Which one you got? Owen versus Shamrock. Owen versus Shamrock. Yeah, reliving their 98 rivalry, D-Mac. Absolutely. Had a Lions Den match. Wow. Okay. So I saw a couple Shamrocks. I saw a couple Owens, but it looks like it's split. The next one I see is it gets it. That's a really good one. It looks like it's split. What we got? We got Owen. Wild Boy broke the split there. That was pretty cool, actually. I didn't know that it was going to be that close. All right, next we got hello, ladies. Val Venus. Hello, ladies. Versus D'Lo Brown. I've had D'Lo on the show before. D'Lo's a pretty awesome guy. We were text messaging about the Chicago Bulls, which was pretty cool. He's a big Chicago fan. Oh snap, that's tough, is what Zed says. Mo was asking me to do the D'Lo shake. I used to do it all the time in high school. I used to always do the D'Lo shake. Real quick, because we're so pressed for time. This is a very, very quick story. I used to be such a big D'Lo fan during the Attitude Era that I used to be on top of this on the bleachers. The bleachers used to be pushed in. I'd be on top of the bleachers, and I was an underclassman at the time. I would have seniors grab people and put them on a crash pad, and I would do the frog splash on people. So yeah, that was very, very interesting. All right, D'Lo advances. We got a couple of minutes left, so we got to zoom past these. All right, next is Marty Jannetty versus Jeff, triple threat. Marty Jannetty, Jeff Jarrett, Razor Ramon. Marty Jannetty, Jeff Jarrett, Razor Ramon. Triple threat match. Which one? All right. We got Razor Ramon getting most of the votes. So we'll go with Razor Ramon. Say hello to the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. All right. Next is the Mountie versus the British Bulldog. The Mountie versus the British Bulldog. Which one? Which one? The Mountie versus the British Bulldog. All right, I'm seeing Bulldog. We got Bulldog. Next, we got China versus the Godfather. China versus the Godfather. China versus the Godfather. We got like 3 minutes, everybody. China versus the Godfather. People are saying China with the low blow. All right, China. China defeats the Godfather, ladies and gentlemen. All right, last one for the first round. We might have to continue this for next week. Goldust versus Ahmed Johnson versus the Road Dogg. Goldust versus Ahmed Johnson versus the Road Dogg. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. Ahmed Johnson versus the Road Dogg. Goldust, Ahmed Johnson, Goldust, and the Road Dogg. I'm showing Facebook right now. Dust. Looks like that got the top billing. Goldust in China for the second round. That'll be interesting. All right, this is what we got. We'll finish the rest next week. Next round, we got Razor versus Bulldog, China versus Goldust, Perfect versus Miro, and Low versus Owen. That's the next round. We'll continue that next week. I'm sure that to Facebook as well. All right, next week we'll do that. We'll do that for next week for the Intercontinental Championship for the 90s, round 2, and we'll finish it up for the rest. And that was very awesome, very, very awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a success. Awesome time, YouTube. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm telling you, as I say all the time, Pancakes and Powerslam Show has the best fans in the world. Without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. You guys are all awesome. All right, be sure to tweet, Facebook, tweet, social media, spread the Pancakes and Powerslam Show on social media, ladies and gentlemen, and give us some love. Wrestlers, let people know about, let other people know about it, spread the word. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close off episode 335 on behalf of Evan Tech Proud with Internet Radio. I am Chris Featherstone for the Pancakes and Powerslam Show. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Wicked Wrestling, and always remember, I do it for you. God bless you all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.